Hello and welcome to the complete guide to wedding videography. My name is Phil Ebner and thank you for joining me for this lesson. Last time we talked a little bit about myself, my story, how I got into wedding videography and just filmmaking in general, and today is kind of the first lesson at really digging deep and getting into the topic of what wedding videography is all about. And the first thing we're going to do is talk about why videography, because maybe you have picked up a camera before, maybe you are a filmmaker, maybe you just are looking for a hobby. Let's talk a little bit about why you want to get into wedding videography before you go ahead and put a lot of time and effort into starting a new business or trying to make a little money on the side. I want you to be sure of what you're getting into, because it may seem like quick, easy cash, but that's not the truth. And so I just wanted to have this sort of conversation with you, tell you my thoughts about wedding videography, the benefits, the pros, the cons, and then from there you can make your decision about whether you really want to get into this or not. So one of the reasons why I think wedding videography is great, and it's a great industry to get into right now, is because it's becoming the new normal. Up until now, wedding videography hasn't been something that you see at, I guess, the normal wedding. You might see, Uncle Sam with his camera, holding his camera, taking video throughout the ceremony, or you might see kind of like an old school version of videography with like a camera just in the back on a tripod shooting the entire ceremony and the entire event. But it's really becoming an art form, just like how wedding photography is becoming an art form. So if you're watching this and you're more into photography, this kind of goes along with you, because both forms, photos and video, are becoming art. It's becoming nice pieces of art, and the goal is for after the wedding, we as artists and as videographers and photographers can give this nice cherished piece of art to the couple for them to love and cherish for the rest of their life. And it's not just a play-by-play replay. There's lots of different versions of wedding videos that we're going to get into in the future, but from highlight reels to documentary style to teasers. There's lots of ways that videographers and photographers are getting creative and making it a real art form. So it's a great practice to have. It's great for practice if you are into filmmaking, and that's how I got into it. I started doing wedding videos because I was in film school, and a friend of mine, his sister was getting married and they needed a videographer, and so they asked me because they were on a low budget, and they knew since I was in film school that I would probably have a low price point, and I did, so because I had never really done it before, and so I did it, and it was great practice for event photography and event videography. So it's a great way to practice. At the same time as I say that it's practice, this shouldn't be your practice round with a camera. You should know everything about your camera. You should know about video, filmmaking or video making. You should know how to set up cameras and audio and all that, because you don't want to get into the most important day of this couple's life and make a fool of yourself or mess up or not know how to turn on the camera or have a problem with the battery or something when one of their moments is about to happen, because weddings are all about those moments that you want to capture: the kiss, the vows, the cake cutting, the bouquet toss, depending on the religion or the type of ceremony. There's lots of other types of traditions that happen, and you got to be ready for that. So that being said, it is great practice for becoming more creative and becoming an artist. Another great reason why I like wedding videography and photography is that there's always a market for it. People are always getting married. People are most likely always going to get married, and that's great. It's even though there are peak seasons, you know, in the spring through the summer, um, there is always a market for it. I've shot weddings in the summer and the winter and the fall and the spring, and there are always people getting married. And you know, there's all sorts of budgets, all sorts of types of people looking for wedding videography. So the last tip, or the last I guess topic about why get into videography, is that I want to, you know, say that you shouldn't be doing this for the money. When I first started doing it, I think that's kind of how I got into it. I saw that, you know, some people were making quite a bit of money, charging a couple $1,000s per wedding, and I thought, wow, I could do that for one day of shooting. Easy money. Well, as I got into it, I realized that's not the truth. It is good money, but it's hard to get up to that price point, first of all. And once you're there, or whatever your price point, it's a lot of work, and especially for videography, but even photography, you have to edit, and you spend lots of time and hours editing your footage, creating a piece that, you know, you're proud of, and because you don't want to just throw something together for the couple who are paying you a good amount of money, and so you end up spending, you know, hours. I spent 20-30 hours per wedding doing editing work. That's just after. So that's after, you know, a 10 or 12 hour day of shooting during the wedding day. You know, I spend 20-30 hours. So when you really look at it, the price, the amount of money you make, especially starting out, is not good. I mean, I started out doing low weddings for a low price, and I slowly was able to increase my prices, which made it more worth it. And that's something that you're going to probably have to do if you're just starting out, is that you should start out at a low price. See, and I'm going to talk about this in the future, about pricing your packages a lot more. So I'm not going to get into that today. But don't do it for the money. Do it for the right reasons, because, you know, you love playing with your camera. You love making beautiful films, because that's one thing about weddings, is that they're always beautiful, and there's always amazing shots to get, and so it makes it easy for you as a videographer or photographer to get amazing footage. So that's one thing that makes it a great art form. So the activity or adventure for today is kind of your first lesson. I'm going to be giving you these lessons throughout this course, because some of the other courses that I've taught and some of the other courses online, they don't really give you a tangible way of making progress and actually, you know, implementing what you're learning. So with this course, I want to give you tasks or less activities, adventures. I'm calling them adventures because I want them to be fun, and I don't want them to be seen as homework. So I want to give you these after each lesson, or I might not give them to you for every lesson, but just so that you're making progress, and so at the end of this course you will have something to show for it. And at the end of this specific course, I want you to have a business plan and an actual wedding videography or photography business set, you know, in stone or on your paper at least, and ready to roll out and start, you know, a real business. So today, the very first lesson is simple. I want you to make a list of the pros and cons of why you want to do wedding videography. And I named a few reasons, but you might have some different ones. And go ahead and share them with me. I'd love to hear your pros and cons and see, you know, so that I can add them to my list, or just to see what you guys are thinking. Why do you want to make wedding videos? And so this will help you decide if you want to go forward with this business. And if you do, good luck, and that's what the rest of this course is here for you to do, for you to learn more and to grow as a filmmaker. And if you don't, well, then maybe you want to keep watching the rest of these lessons and learn, and then make your decision after that. But anyways, as always, you can get a hold of me through the website that you're taking this course on. And I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and until next time, have a great day.